It's a clash of generations. Let's go. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the blue Protoss player from land of Poland. We're featuring a lot of Polish players tonight. We have a Team Liquid. It is MaNa. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the yellow Protoss player from land of Czechia, representing Team Roddy. It is Sebesdes. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, oh, actually, my apologies. Do have to pay out those predictions. But if you're in the chat, predictions now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our PvP. Now, this is going to be an interesting one here. On the one hand, MaNa has been on fire, right? MaNa, he is a beast, and over the past year, I want to say at this point it's been like 12 months, MaNa, he has been popping off, and on an irregular basis, every couple of weeks, every month or so, he takes down a big name. The biggest example this week, if you're watching the channel, MaNa, he defeated Clem. He took down Clem during the Wardy TV Monday. MaNa defeated Max Pax as well. Like, MaNa, he has been on a tear for the past year. And again, it's every now and then. It's what I will say is that MaNa's not the most consistent of players. He's not the most consistent, but like, again, every couple of weeks he shows up, takes down the best player in the world, or some of the best players in the world, and then he like hibernates, he like recharges his mana, and then bam, he like takes out another player, then he has to recharge again. Like, and this week he took down Clem in Spirit, in the Wardy TV Monday, and again, relatively recently as well, took down Max Pax. I say recently, it was like maybe 2 weeks ago, something crazy like that. Like, MaNa's crazy. But at the same time, I can also see him losing to Sebesdes. Sebesdes does open up with a proxy gateway. We're going for the one base all in. Here we go, one base all in out of Sebesdes. Meanwhile, MaNa opening up 2 gates on the low ground. Very safe setup, actually. Typically, a low ground wall off here is a gate cybercore into expansion or gate cybercore into tech. But no, 2 gate opener on the high ground. MaNa playing safe, but he's up against a 1 base 4 gate all in. Sorry, 1 base 3 gate all in with a proxy robo. Now MaNa does scout. MaNa is aware what's going on. And MaNa does move out. He wants that pylon. Stalker's on the way. Sebesdes, he should save the pylon. The pylon is under fire. The pylon is getting low. Oh, the Stalker, no! A bit of miscontrol by Sebesdes. The Stalker takes a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage, and the Stalker is going to go down. Massive pick up early on. GG gets caught. Sebesdes, no. Losing the first Stalker again. Bit of miscontrol there by Sebesdes, and with that, MaNa, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Aye, aye, aye. So ideally, the goal there would be if Sebesdes did pull away his Stalker when he saw his opponent's Stalkers, he pulls back, he does threaten the Stalkers of MaNa, he delays attack or aggression or damage done to the pylon, he buys time for his own second Stalker to arrive, he saves the pylon, gets into his robo, gets into his immortal, commits to the all-in. But losing that first Stalker was brutal. It meant that he could not save the pylon. That was game. That was game then and there. You cannot make those mistakes that early on in the game. At this level, cannot make those mistakes. GG, well played. MaNa takes the lead, and now we're jumping into game number 2. Whew. Aye, aye, aye. Jesus, that was a short one. Let's go. That's PvP. Is PvP for you, and here we go. Spawning in the top left hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Team Liquid, leading the series already 1-0 after a failed all-in from his opponent. It is MaNa. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the yellow Protoss player from the land of Czechia, representing Team Roddy. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back, we'll see if he can force the ace match. It is Sebesdes. Here we go. Yeah, getting into our next game, we're getting into our next series. And I'm hoping we get a little bit more out of MaNa and Sebesdes. I'm hoping we can sink our teeth into their series. Just a little bit. A little bit. This time, no probe out on the map yet. We are setting up on the high ground this time. As welcome on also Oceanborn. It's been a while since the map was in the tournament map pool. It's been, what, a year? Maybe just over a year? As I'm pretty sure Oceanborn was in the map pool for last year's EWC. So it's been around a year since it's been in the map pool. As right now we're probe scouting. MaNa, he's looking for the second pylon, trying to make sure that there is no proxy. And Sebesdes likewise moving in for a scout as well. And there we go, the pylons are revealed. We have 2 pylons here for MaNa, likewise 2 pylons for Sebesdes as well. No proxy. No proxy, both players are aware of that. Now we're looking for the 3rd pylon. Double Adept out of MaNa, meanwhile Double Stalker out of Sebesdes. Now Double Adept is designed to get across the map to bypass the army and to try to get economic damage. 2 Adepts, they can one-shot probes. Double Stalker is designed to gain map control, to zone away the Adepts. In a head-on fight, Sebesdes will win the fight, but MaNa doesn't want to fight head-on, he wants to avoid the fight and slip by. So a different dynamic in the early game. There we go. Adepts are moving out. A sentry follow-up here for scouting information for those hallucinations. MaNa does pylon block the low ground, and MaNa is looking to expand. Meanwhile, Sebesdes double Stalker into a 3rd and 4th Stalker. Very aggressive setup here. That's a lot of Stalkers. So the goal for Sebesdes is to defend and deflect the initial Adepts and then counterattack. As there we go, he's pushing. At least attempting to. Adepts, oh, they shade in. Oh, that should not have happened. They shade into the main. Points are being pulled. They're getting one shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna get what, like 5 kills? This is, yeah, no, this is brutal. This should not have happened. GG gets called once again. Sebesdes slipping up in the early game, and MaNa, he will take it 2-0. GG. Unironically, that was like a 5-minute series. It was like 2-minute games, game 1 and game 2. Ay, my heart, my heart. I mean, Sebesdes, he's a great player. He's a great player. He's an amazing player in his own right. But just a really unfortunate series here. A lot of the little mistakes early on can cost you the game. I feel like this series is a good example of how unforgiving and how brutal StarCraft is at the highest level of play. Basically, in that kind of game state, Sebesdes, he needed to wall off. He needs to wall up, wall off, and deny the Adepts. For 2 Adepts, so those first 2 Adepts, they should never get into the main. They should be there to threaten, to keep the army busy, to keep a probe at the wall as well, and to threaten. But again, at this level, they shouldn't be able to get into the main base itself. If they do, as you saw, that's game-ending damage, especially in a mirror matchup where you have the same tools as your opponent, the same kind of base count and worker count as your opponent. You cannot afford those losses, because that I was expecting up to 5 worker kills. That was going to be up to 7, maybe 8 probe kills. Like, that was going to be insane damage, game-ending damage. GG, well played. With that, MaNa, he will claim it. Sebesdes, I would say, maybe a little bit nervous coming up. I mean, MaNa, he's a legend. You know, again, MaNa, he recently beat the best player in the world. He's like the unofficial world champion right now. I guess. Este MaNa. So definitely a daunting opponent, and I know Sebesdes is a bit of a younger player, still an up-and-comer, and I hope to see him more in the future and in this tournament as well. Bearing in mind, I believe this was an upper bracket match, so we'll have another opportunity to recover, to bounce back later on in the tournament. But with that, we are halfway through the broadcast. With that, we're halfway through. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves, as we switch our scenes over and catch up on the matches tonight. Yeah. There we go. Just catching up, we just wrapped up, so we have our first 4 series in the bag. We had Solar take down Pappy 2-0, we had Night Phoenix over Yomek 2-0, Spirit over Night Phoenix 2-1, and MaNa over Sebesdes 2-0 as well. Again, a bit of a shorter series towards the end, but so far the highlights in my mind have been Spirit versus Night Phoenix. It was a very dynamic, very intense back and forth between the 2 players. Very intense, very back and forth. GG, well played, but we are merely only halfway through. We have 4 more matches ahead of us. Up next, we do have another set of 4 best of 3s. Bam. We have them ready for you. Up next is going to be Shin versus Arrowfire in a Zerg versus Protoss. We have Bunny versus Art, Chan versus Christiana, and Skillus versus Geralt to end the broadcast. Let's go. So we do have 4 series remaining here, and we're going to be going on a short break. We're halfway through the broadcast, so we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have Shin versus Arrowfire. Until then, take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and hydrate all of your Hydras. We'll be back soon with some more StarCraft. See you then. See you then. See you then.